Hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. In this episode, we're actually going to take a look at the newly released Robot Spirits RX-79 BD2, Blue Destiny Unit 2, for anime. Just came in straight from the factory. Smells like cardboard. It has been so awesome seeing these Blue Destiny units being released in Robot Spirits form. I have some of the high-grade Gunpla, so it's cool to do those comparisons. All right, and here we are. Let's do an unboxing real quick. Wow, there is a lot going on here. I mean, you know, I always like effect pieces. This has them all, and look, like giant thruster effect parts. Can't wait to see what these are about. Taking the plastic top off, this was reminiscent of like a Jenga tower falling. How is that related? All right, and let's get out the star of the show, and that is this right here. Just look at how this looks. I love that orange. The way the orange is coming off in the camera looks great. This Blue Destiny Unit 2 is a fantastic sort of amalgamation of different Gundam types that we really like. We got the ground Gundam, but with symmetry on the chest here. And we also have the blue paint. We don't see that a lot with Gundams. Blue Destiny had that, but then having those orange shoulder pads, kind of reminiscent of the Ifrit custom that I also reviewed. All right, and getting a closer look. Look how much detail is on this. There's so much detail, you know, just in terms of the chest with the white here, the white pieces here, that there, the yellow here, decal, even though that was actually included. I mean, we even have the little decal over here on the right. Some more awesome color separation as we go down. Some more markings. Love that. Look at the detail, you know, on the thruster on the side there. On the back here, oh, it even has this little, the backpack unit, but it is actually attached. All right, so articulation, should I dive into it? I think it's gonna be similar to what we typically see. We could see, you know, the leg going back fully. Would you ever need to do that? No, but it can. The shoulders, you know, go up quite a bit, which is great. It also has kind of that extra articulation here to be able to do a little bit more. If you can see how the chest moves in there. And that allows for, you know, if you're doing some beam saber holding, the chest can move in. Also, you know, just with a gun, if you wanted the other hand to hold it, having the chest move in like that with the arms helps. Although I will say this isn't as much as we've seen in other Robot Spirits. In fact, it almost seems negligible, but it's there. All right, let's do a head test here. How far around can this go easily without catching on anything? And it did it perfectly, so that's excellent. How far can it go up, though? Yeah, it's all right. That's as much as it needs to go, I guess. And then down, pretty good. That's not bad. I mean, that is pretty much down, looking down. I mean, if he was trying to tie his shoes, he wouldn't be able to because of this. But did you know mobile suits don't have shoes, at least shoes that they have to tie? All right, let's see. We've got a little bit of that little give here on the elbow that helps when holding a weapon. The side skirts do their things. I mean, this is very similar to the Blue Destiny Unit 1 anyway, so... yeah, the stuff you've already seen. But some of the stuff you haven't seen and I haven't seen are the accessories. And there's a lot here, so yeah, let's dive in. What's my new approach? I think I just dump it out on camera. Like, this is that Jenga tower I was talking about. All right, and let's go through these one by one, potentially. So we have an additional backpack that I'll be putting on him shortly. We've got an extra V-fin. You never know if you need an extra V-fin. Glad it's there. We have this shield. The shield looks great. Even has the... Zeon logo there, so that looks awesome. Let's look at what we've got here. We've got kind of the relaxed, almost pointing. We've got the trigger finger. Let's see. And then one that's kind of like a beam saber holding hand, but slightly. And then we've got the fully open hand. And let's see, is this rubbery? Yeah, this is super rubbery, so this should make it easy to put the gun in the hand. All right, thruster parts. We've got blue and pink. Awesome. Just more of that. More beam saber blades here, and also what's used for most of the guns, the shooties, and then a curved beam blade. And yeah, here's the gun. It looks like it's just a single gun, but it looks cool. And then an adapter for some things. We'll kind of see what that does here shortly. Oh yeah, this goes, you know, with the beam blade effect parts here, or beam gun part, whatever. We've got these two little missile firing things, which are really awesome, so we'll take a look at that. And then a little option to put it in exam mode. It's exam mode, right? There's so many of those different versions, but yeah, that's to make it where, like, there's a red coming through. It's when it's mad. All right, and here's my favorite. I'm a fan of effect parts, especially ones that look like candy. And look what kind of candy we got here. Look at this. Look at this articulated, multi-layered thruster part. And it even comes with another little, like a jet thrust to come out of that. Look at that. Look at how sick it is to have something like this. I mean, even seeing the white to the blue, and we get 2 of these, in fact, and it comes with like a little plastic protector in there. But wow, this is great. So it's got the connector piece there. It's angled. That definitely does help with sticking out. But wow, I love how, I mean, I think this is the first we've seen something this big. There have been some others bigger, but I love the way this looks. It just like pulls off a anime manga look here with the white to blue. Love it. Okay, let's slap on some of these things. So yeah, we've got the backpack, right? There's 2 backpacks, or do you replace them? When in doubt, manual. Maybe we should just look through the manual here real quick and see what it is showing. Looks like, yeah, showing the head moving up and down, the legs having a lot of articulation. A place for the beam saber handles. I didn't even realize, I didn't know where they were, but they're in there. Some more stuff with the gun here, how you use the effect parts. The connector piece for the back there, and then the front part where you can add those effect part, the missiles. Okay, just some more of where you can connect the shield. Sold separately, but I got a bunch of those where you can plug those into the front. That's awesome. And then, okay, this is the interesting thing. So a lot of little bits you need to take off in order to put on the backpack. That is interesting and scary at the same time. Some other little things here, like how to exchange the top of the head for its exam mode. Oh yeah, and it says exam here, good. And then yeah, where to put thrusters, we know that. I'm good at that. And then yeah, some more of that. It's cool to see the multiple pieces, and we'll put it together. Okay, so first off is, I guess there's 3 pieces here we got to take off and not lose. So yeah, let's start taking these off. And that, okay, easy enough, not bad. And then we put this extra backpack on it, which yeah, looks great. Now we're ready for that space flight. No, let me throw on these. So let's look at the thrust here. It's interesting because you have the thrust from the original backpack that was on there, and that actually has articulation. But then you have the thrust on the newer backpack that just fell off. So let's see if maybe pushing it on. I don't know if maybe there's something more involved to make sure it stays on, or am I going to worry about it falling off? We'll see throughout the duration of this. All right, plugging in that thruster effect part here. Is it even going in? There we go. Okay, and the backpack came off. Maybe that's the way to do it. Do it with it. There's no way these are both going to fit on here. So if we want to look closely, there's actually no way you can get both of them on. Even the manual itself is only showing you had to put one in. If we are to look at the box, let's see, even it looks like on the box here, they're just showing one that's plugged in. Okay, look at this. Let's attempt this. The angle kind of helps, but it looks like it could be pivoted. Let's try it. Okay, because the connector piece was angled, I could turn it like this and maybe get it to... Okay, I kind of had to do this off camera to really see what I was doing, but you can sort of angle, and even that is at the wrong angle. Okay, it just came apart. All right, there you go. So it looks like there's a way you can get it to work. You just got to mess with both the angle of the connector piece and where the thrust is, because it has articulation there. But this has been falling apart, so I wonder if I can get it back on here without it falling apart. And so far, so good. I mean, yeah, look at that. That looks great. And that just fell apart again. I'm going to say that the weight of this and how small the connections are, this is just going to be an issue. I think it's one of those things where you're going to have to want to set it, forget it, and don't touch it, because I think over time it's just going to fall. But when you look at it like this, it looks great. Like, that thrust is pretty awesome. But if those are too big for you, we have the smaller ones too. And it's really cool how many it actually came with. I think 2 is kind of the normal, but to have, this many, and I guess it makes sense because the red would go with the exam anyway. So let's do that real quick. While we're here, some other accessories to look at. All right, take off the V-fin. There it is, looking like a regular Blue Destiny. Let's pull this off. All right, that was a little harder than I wanted it to be, but it's really not hard. It's just a small piece that is in there snugly, and then when you get it out, it goes flying across the room. All right, and then getting this plugged. I mean, that looks scary if I was going against something like that. But plug this in. It's got the red eyes. It's in exam mode. Okay, another weird process for plugging it in, but I think it helps make it secure. It's kind of like curved as you get it in. All right, and getting this V-fin back on. You know, I'm having a hard time getting this in, but it is interesting that there is actually like paint peeling off here, which, you know, would be normal, especially in a plug that you're not going to look at. But I think that kind of speaks to this being difficult to attach. And then I just attached it. All right, what are some other little things that I can lose? That is going to be these little front thingies here. And the backpack just came off again, so I'll just put it down. But yeah, that's a thing. All right. Yeah, you see how tiny this is? But with that out of there, you can then plug this in. These are the little bendy wires that actually, it's like the wire-guided missiles, you know, that come out. That actually looks really cool. You get a little bit more of a wider shot. You kind of see that thing like dangling off. And yeah, you can put them on both sides. And I think I did this with the Blue Destiny. There is a little nub at the top of that, so you just got to make sure you plug it in correctly. Okay, so there we go. We've got the wire-guided missiles shooting out of it. Looks cool, has some bendy action. I dig it. Okay, taking this off. Oh, you know what? Something else just fell off. And it's the ammo little packs that go on the side here. You know, these things, whether it's Gunpla, Robot Spirits, are notorious for coming off. That just did. So, well, actually, while we're back here, let's open this up and look at how that works. It's very interesting. That's got a plug in the back. That then you have to open it to reveal the adapter that you can then put an adapter on the gun to then have it plug in. You know, and this beam rifle looks cool. It looks like other ones we've had, but I don't know, a little different too. There's also another connector part there. I don't know if that's just a sculpt part or that actually connects to something. I'm not too sure. So that other piece I was talking about actually plugs into here to make it really snug. If you guys can see that, there's a plug here and a spot. Oh my God, I cannot get this. There we go. Thank you, light. So when we're looking at that, it's like two pieces that fit together. Then once that is done, you can plug it in here. That's cool. I don't know if I like or hate that. And I just mean because it's like an extra piece to have on the gun for it to connect. And when you would take the gun off, would you keep the piece on the back? Would you keep the piece on the gun? No, you'd then take it off. Yet another little piece to lose, but oh well. All right, and then we got the badass Zeon shield here, which is really cool considering, you know, this is typically a Federation unit. Yeah, there's a thing right there to plug it in. So shield plugged in, working as it should. Has a little handle that you can plug in if needed. And to look at the gun just a little more. Again, I think this is some great detail. And yeah, let's plug in some of the effect parts that it comes with to, yeah, give off this. I mean, that's cool. It's what it's supposed to do, and it does it great. All right, that was a review of the Blue Destiny Unit 2 Robot Spirits. Quick thoughts, this looks amazing, has awesome accessories, but there's so many tiny little pieces that you could lose that go on the backpack, that go for the missiles. It's just, you got to make sure when you're taking these things apart, you have somewhere to put them. You're not accidentally flinging them across the room. Those things could be lost easily. But also disappointing is how much this backpack was coming off when I was just trying to pose it with the large thrusters. So it doesn't really get there 100%, but it's like good enough and cool enough. Maybe I put some blue tack when I plug that in. Don't have to worry about it falling if I want to always keep it like that. But the other thing I got to appreciate with these Robot Spirits is they're made for, if there's some sort of accident, something falls, things are going to fall apart, come apart instead of break apart. But anyway, there you have it. That was a look at that Blue Destiny Unit 2. Definitely think it's worth it. Link in the description if that's something you're into. But let me know what you think. I think these Blue Destiny Robot Spirits are so awesome. Oh, you know what? And wasn't I going to compare it with the high grade? Here's a little thing for you. Okay, I just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. Here's the high grade version. Yeah, I haven't even opened it yet. That's just, you know, an example of the backlog getting at you. I do have the Unit 3 built, and I have that Robot Spirits Unit 3, so that will be a video here soon. Okay, I dropped something else. All right, thanks to supporters for making this possible. Check the links in the description if you're into that stuff. And also check out our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. But until next time, be cool.